This is Newcap News with Nerman Esau.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Cold Lake RCMP have issued an arrest warrant for a male suspect wanted in connection with an armed robbery last month. Police say 23-year-old Christopher Gwynn entered Chad's smoke shop on October 9th wearing a disguise and brandishing a knife. Now he demanded money and took off with up to $400. RCMP say he is considered armed and dangerous and should not be approached. Now if you have any information on his whereabouts, you are asked to call Cold Lake RCMP at 780-594-3302 or Crime Stoppers. Well, it was a chance to recognize the sacrifices of our veterans as Remembrance Day services were held all across the country Tuesday. Now in Lloydminster, the local Legion held their own service honoring armed forces past and present. Here are some of the sights and sounds from the event.
We're approaching Philia Gap when they were bombed. Newt was hit with shrapnel in the arm, chest, thigh, and foot. He managed to crawl to safety, leaving behind his gear and belongings.
Some of those experiences were a nip and tuck, you might say.
Mr. Mayor, I ask you to come forward and present Comrade Kanut with the Medal of Honor from the country of France.
Congratulations, sir.
We will now have the reading of the honor roll. A. Bramley Moore, E. Brown, Ewart Brown, F. Bullock Webster, R. A. Birchnell, D. Cherry, F. Creech, D. Crompton, F. Daly, J. E. Daly. We will remember them.
Meanwhile, in Cold Lake, more than 2,500 people took in the Remembrance Day service there. And as Fraser Snowden finds out, it was a special commemoration this year as the city of Cold Lake and Four Wing joined together.
It was a very symbolic ceremony for some, as this was the first time the military base and the city held their service as one.
I march to remind you all.
Patrons, including World War II veteran Don Dygert, welcomed the change.
I think it should always be combined because the military is a very big, important part of Cold Lake.
The playing of the last post meant even more this year, with the losses of 2 members just last month and sending more than 600 personnel off to the Middle East. Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Mullins says at times like these, it is welcoming to have this much support.
It's very important. I mean, the veterans are part of the community, and all the activities that are going on, it just goes to show how we've all come together.
And Cold Lakers believe it's prudent that we never forget the lives that were sacrificed for our freedom.
Peace is very much attacked. So every chance we have to remember those that have fought for our peace, that have died for our peace, and to remember those that live for our peace now. It's very important.
With this year's success in joining the 2 ceremonies, officials hope to repeat it.
I think it would, what they'll do, the organizers will come back and say, did it work? And I'm pretty sure the overwhelming response has been really positive, so I'm sure this will be a tradition here in Cold Lake.
In Cold Lake, Fraser Snowden, Newcap News.
Well, after 6 months of talks, the city of Lloydminster and County of Vermilion River have come to an agreement in developing a regional airport plan.
Providing transportation options for people and connecting ourselves to the greater world and also creating economic growth for the future as our city and our region grows together.
Business is done in the city of Lloydminster and the development happens out in the municipality.
A memorandum of understanding was officially signed between the two officials. Mayor Rob Saunders says residents can expect upgrades in the future.
We've invested millions of dollars into lighting systems, into weather reporting systems, into our airport strips, and into additional land to accommodate future growth.
The biggest thing is to protect the land for development for the airport. If we don't set the land aside for development for the airport, then it can be developed in another manner and it wouldn't serve the airport, the needs of the airport well.
Saunders adds everything will be business as usual and that the regional airport plan will benefit both city and county. Well, around this time of year, many people start to look for ways to help out the community. And thanks to a new initiative, the Olive Tree's making giving easier. The nonprofit group has partnered with the Food Bank and Avery Outreach School to create the first ever Lloydminster gift guide. Director Becky Schille says the inspiration for the guide came from members of the community.
People come to us all the time before Christmas and say, you know, what can we help you with, or what are some ideas? And we thought, let's just compile it all into a really easy, straightforward gift guide for people.
Supplying a family with meat for a month, paying for a haircut, or even footing the power bill are just a few of the unconventional gift ideas in the guide. Now, some of the donations will also go towards helping students from the Outreach School get valuable training.
In the past, we have run H2S and in first aid in our school, but that's always based on funding.
The guide is available in store with a mail-in form as well online at theolivetreelloyd.ca.